Okay, hey y'all. I just wanted to drop in really quick and do a really quick video just to encourage someone to stay focused on the promise that the Lord has given you and that the Lord has given all of us. It's so easy to get distracted with life and with everything that's going on that sometimes we lose we forget about the promise. And for myself, I'm just affirming this for myself because coming up on Sunday it'll be a year since my daughter passed away. So me trying, waking up each day and trying not to focus on the things that I see, but just keep my focus on the promise, sometimes it can be tough. So I just wanted to encourage you guys that no matter what's going on around you, no matter what your circumstances or what your situations look like, just stay focused on the promise. Stay focused on what you know, just stay focused on that. Because for me, I'm just trying to affirm and just meditate on all things work together for the good of those that love the Lord. And although right now it doesn't feel like it's good and it doesn't feel like it's working together for my good, I know it is, and that's the promise. And that's part of just staying focused in spite of what your situations and despite of what your circumstances looking like. Because a lot of times it's real easy for us to be walking around and waking up and living as if we don't have a promise. We all have a promise. The Lord has promised all of us that no matter what we go through, no matter what He allows, that it will all work together for our good. So that's not just a promise for me, that's a promise for all of us. So I just want to encourage you guys to just stay focused on what you know is true. And what you know is true is that whatever situation you're in, you will not be in it forever. The Lord will help you. He will see you through. If you're waiting on Him to move in certain areas, He will do that. Just stay focused. Don't focus on your problems and don't focus on what you see. Instead, focus on God and focus on the promise. Because one thing about Him is He will fulfill that thing that He promised you. And it's a lot of times we're all praying for things. I believe most of us are going through things in life. And as I said before, it's tough. I'm going to speak from experience. It's tough not to look at what you're going through and not grow weary sometimes or not feel down. It's tough. But ultimately, you have to keep your eyes to God, because whatever He said He's gonna do, He will fulfill His promise. He's not like man that He shall lie. He's not like man, and that thing that you're waiting on, He's gonna do it. Just remain patient. Keep your eyes on the promise. Stay prayed up. Just keep trusting Him, and He will help you and He will see you through. And I just wanted to just encourage you guys, because again, when I'm encouraging you, I'm encouraging myself. And like I said, I'm just thinking about what's coming up for me, and each day Facebook has a great way of reminding me of what I was doing on that day a year prior. So last year, of course, my daughter was here, so I was, each day I'm getting new pictures and stuff like that, and it's real easy for me to kind of look at that and just start feeling down or just think what if and whys, and it's real easy to get in that space. But I decided that I'm not gonna get in that space. I have to stay focused on what I know God is going to do. And even though I don't feel it right now, and even though I don't feel good and I don't feel my best, I know that my best is yet to come. So I just wanted to encourage you guys, like I said, all the while encouraging myself to just stay focused. Keep your eyes to God. Stay focused on the promise. And whatever it is that you're waiting for God to do, He's gonna do it. Just trust Him. Don't grow weary. Don't get depressed. Don't look at your circumstances. I don't care what things are looking like. I don't care if you sitting at home and your light bill is about to be, turned off tomorrow. Trust God. Don't look at your bills. I know it's hard to say, but I'm just saying. Don't look at them. Stay focused on God. He said He will supply all our needs according to His riches and glory. He didn't say He will supply some of our needs. He didn't say that, well, I'll supply this, but I'm not going to supply that. No, He said He'll supply all our needs according to His riches and glory. And we know that He has everything. He holds everything. So just stay focus. I think about situations, and I think about a lot of times when we're going through stuff, it's almost like I was reading yesterday in Jeremiah about with the potter and the clay, and how he was saying how when Jeremiah arrived, the potter was putting together this clay, and it didn't come together how he wanted it to. So of course he had to remake it to something that seemed good to him. And a lot of times that's what God is doing in our life. He's making us. We kind of try and build ourselves up in a way that we imagine or how we think life should go. But the Lord is saying no. So what he does is he starts removing things. He starts removing people out of your life. He starts allowing life to be a little bit harder for you, because he's trying to get you to a place where he can rebuild you. So a lot of times when you are crushed, and I know this is kind of going off subject, but this is just dropped down in me. When you are crushed, you have to know that's one of the best places you can be in, because when you're crushed and the Lord has allowed things to just happen that you wouldn't even expect would be your life and your truth, but because it is, and because he's allowed you to kind of get to that place where he can mold you and make you, you gotta know you're gonna come out better. You gotta know you're gonna come out greater, and you gotta know that when he finished with you, you're gonna be so much better than that vessel that you a lot of times we imagine that we should be in a certain place in our life, we should be doing this and we should be doing that. True enough, a lot of times we do kind of make decisions that kind of take us off track. But the great thing about God is when you realize that, he'll put you back on track. And a lot of times the way we want to get put back on track, we want to realize the wrong or realize what we did that we should have done differently. And we expect tomorrow, we expect to go to sleep, okay, Lord, I should have did this differently, and wake up and be in our promise. And that's not how God works. Whenever you go through something, or whenever you get in a situation where he has to remove stuff from you and take things, and it's a process. So you have to trust the process, all the while looking to the promise. And the promise is simply the Lord will fulfill that which he promised to you. And anytime he's making you, and anytime he's allowing things to get you in a place where you just constantly feeling like, Lord, when and where and how and why, and Lord, and when and where, and whenever you in that place, that's a good place, because you're not looking to your friends and you're not looking to people to help you. You're looking to God, and that's what he wants. He wants you to look to him. And sometimes he'll remove everything. He'll take the roof from over your head if that's what it takes to get your attention. So I just admonish you guys to just seek God, and like I said, trust the promise. Trust what he's doing in your life. Trust the process. The process doesn't always feel good, but the process works together for your good. It's working together for your good. So hold on to that. Even if you're hurt, no matter what you're going through, just hold on to that promise, that all things work together for the good of those that love the Lord, and he will supply all your needs. He's gonna do it. Just hold on. And again, I'm encouraging you guys, and I'm encouraging myself. And like I said, this was impromptu. I'm actually sitting outside of Walmart. It was just, I just wanted to, again, encourage you guys and encourage myself. So just stay strong, you guys. Stay encouraged. Don't give up on life, no matter what is coming your way. It is nothing that the Lord didn't know was going to happen. The thing that I think that we too often forget, nothing can come into our lives without the Lord approving it. The enemy is busy. Yes, the devil is so busy, and he's working, and he's walking to and fro, seeking whom he may devour. So anytime he's attacking you, and he's attacking your finances, and he's attacking your relationships, and he's attacking your mind and your peace, you gotta know that this isn't something that he's just allowed to do. The Lord allowed him to do it, because the Lord knows that in that attack, he's gonna equip you with what you need. So when you get to your next situation, or when you get to your next hard time, you've already been and conquered something, so you can look back and say, okay, well, I went through this situation and the Lord brought me out. Surely he can bring me out of this situation. And that goes back to my last video that I did, where I was kind of trying to explain, if we never known hurt, how will we know that the Lord can really heal our heart? If he's never allowed things to happen to us, how will we know? And that goes back to that, because when you've been hurt and when you've been sick and he's had to heal you, or when you've been through things that just seems like you just couldn't take no more, you feel like that surely, this is the end, and then the Lord switched that thing like that. He changes it, and then when you get through that and when you get to your better place, you're able to look back and say, you know what, I remember the last time when I couldn't pay my bill, and all I had was $15 and I didn't have no gas, and I knew I had to get to work, and if I didn't pay this bill at this time, it was gonna get cut off, and lo and behold, I called and my bill was paid. That's just how quick God moves in situations. He can do it. He can do it immediately, and sometimes it takes a process. Most times it takes a process. So again, I just want to encourage you, stay strong. I don't know where I'm at with time. I'm in 10 minutes, so I'm gonna cut this short. But you guys stay encouraged. I've been talking to a few people via my inbox from Atlanta. I'm coming to Atlanta the end of July, so I'm gonna put something together to kind of meet with you guys, so be looking forward to that. I'm also planning on, I have a few posts that I've written that I haven't kind of put out yet, so I'm gonna be posting here soon. And also I will be doing another video on the 1-year anniversary for Bailey, so you guys stay tuned to that. But most importantly, stay encouraged. Just stay encouraged, you guys. Stay in prayer. Pray, seek God. And don't worry about what you lost. Don't look at nothing that you lost. Don't look at it. And I'm not talking about humans. So please don't take this as if I'm saying don't focus on you losing a loved one. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about material things, or people who has walked out on your life, or who have turned their back, or who has, don't focus on them and what they are doing. Focus on God and trust God and say, Lord, I don't know why all this stuff is happening to me. And when I don't understand why when it rains, it pours. Lord, I don't understand. And Lord, this is tough. But Lord, I know that you have to help me. And I'm going to say this before I go. I can tell you guys, when I was at the lowest point in my life, I'm telling you, I was at a low place. Okay? And I remember going into the bathroom, and I get emotional sometimes when I'm talking about this, but I remember going to the bathroom and I got on my knees, and it wasn't even a long drawn out prayer, but I just said, Lord, look, you allowed this situation to come in my life. You allowed this situation. So therefore, I know that you have to help me. You're the only one who can help me in this situation. And I said, Lord, all I want is peace. All I need is peace. All I need is rest. Because sometimes we be worrying about stuff and we don't even realize that we're not resting. We're not resting in the promises of God. We're not resting in his word. And that was me. For weeks, I was not I had no rest. I couldn't sleep. I was tossing and turning. And I got down on my knees and I said, Lord, if you help me this day in this moment, if you strengthen me, just give me enough strength to get up and sit down and think about my life and think about where you're taking me, I will not allow myself to get in this place again. And I kid you not. I prayed for peace. I prayed for strength. And I'm telling you, when I got up with tears in my eyes, I was strengthened. And it wasn't like this old heavy duty. No, but it was enough strength for me to sit down. He did just what I asked him to do. That's all I needed, was a little strength for me to sit down and say, okay, Lord, what's next? And you know what I ended up doing? I sat down, and a few days later, I created Bailey's Dash. And a few days after that, I started praying and seeking him. And that's how I knew that he had called me into ministry. But it wasn't until I had to fully give up what I wanted. Because a lot of times we want things that we want, and the Lord is saying, no, I don't want that for you. I have something so much better. But you got to let it go. We don't want to hand over the things that we want because we feel like we have our life under control. But it's not until, where am I, 14 minutes? Okay, so it wasn't until I simply said, Lord, I'm giving all of this to you. I don't want to hold nothing. I don't want to hold. So when I wake up in the morning, I don't have nothing. If whatever's on my mind, I get up, I get on my knees, I pray, I give it to God. And when that thing try to sit in my mind and try to make me meditate or try to make me dwell on it, I simply I, I don't do it. I don't allow the enemy to do that, because that's just the enemy. The enemy wants you to think on the things you could have, should have, and done differently. He wants you to focus on regretful situations. He wants you to focus on, yeah, I should have changed this, or yeah, maybe I should have did it this. That's what he wants you to focus on. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have got married, or maybe I shouldn't have, went through with this move, or maybe I shouldn't have did. That's what he wants you to focus on. But the Lord is saying no, because even if you did, and even if it was a mistake, the Lord is saying, I'll take that. I'll take all that wrong that you did. If you're willing to make it right, if you're willing to get right with me, I'll take all of that wrong that you did, and I'll turn it into something so much greater. And then will you be able to walk into the promise and walk into that thing that I've destined for you to have, because all of us have a great destiny. We just have to be willing to give up some things to get to it. So again, I just encourage you guys to be strong and be encouraged, and whatever you're praying and waiting and expecting God to do, be it a husband, be it a job, be it children, whatever it is, God is going to fulfill that promise. Just trust him. Lean not to your own understanding, but trust in God, and he will do that thing that he promised you. God bless you guys. Love you.